Hello, everybody. My name is Jack Feliciano. Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings for a Wednesday, the 4th of February, 2026. It's nice to have you here. Brenda Noyce was first, our first Mouseketeer of the evening. You don't have to wear your mouse hat, but you can if you want to. Patrick Wilburn. I almost said Patrick Phyllis. Hey, Jack and gang. Nice to see you, Patrick. Well, I can't really see you, even if I weren't wearing these glasses. We have 16 people already. Hockey 92. Hello, Hockey. Good evening, Jack and all. Both Brendas are here, and we really have like four, don't we? Yes, we do. Okay, time to switch glasses. I don't think I've worn a jacket on air in the studio before, but it just felt so cozy. It's drafty downstairs, these old houses. Ugh. Brenda Sweeney is here. Hello, Jack and gang. Was it you that posted about who remembers the Woolworth luncheonette? Oh, I sure do. Right down here, downtown. Yes, I do. With me mum. Woolworth's luncheonette before there was Walmart, right? They didn't have as much, of course, as Walmart. Neil is here. The future's so bright, you got to wear shades. I want to keep that positive attitude. I like it, Neil. Deb Smith, hello, Jack. Hi, Deb. Let's see here. I think we might have talked to you before, but I'm not sure. Where are you from? It's going pretty quick. It's going pretty quick. Jeanette Fair is here, and she always is. I'm Jack the Fair Guy, and she's fair as well. Hello, Jack and family. Nice to bid you adieu. Or is that goodbye? That's goodbye, right? You say hello, I say goodbye. Hello, hello. Rhonda Wolf, hello, Jack. Hello, everybody. Worldwide Ramblings, that's right. Donna, not to be confused with Donna Douglas, who's with Jesus now. Hi, Jack. Great to see you. Well, thank you. Great to see you. Hobdob, also known as Heather Feather. Hi, Jack and everyone. Welcome. And Sydney, oh, it's not Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Ann Frooks is here. Frook. Hello, Jack. Wishing you a good evening. Hi, Helen McDonald. What's the temperature there, Helen? Has it cooled down some? It's going to cool down once again here Saturday night. I don't think I'll want to venture up here Saturday night. I'll be from a undisclosed location, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker. But I'll be on. You'll be able to say hello to everybody. Deborah McKnighty. No, McGinty. You say McGinty, and I say McKnighty. Put on your nighty. Hi, Jack and everyone. Richard Lyon, the Grand Poobah, is here. Mr. Jack, hello, hello, hello. Yes, I know your name is Richard Lyon. It's written right there. That's how I know, say? Say? And, yeah, well, we're getting up fast there. 44. 44 have entered the door. Darlene, we have several Darlenes, do we? R-U-L. Are you ill? You probably meant, right? Yes, I am a few fries short of a Happy Meal. Now I've got potentially an excuse, but I actually feel wonderful. I actually feel wonderful. There's a funny story that goes with my visit to Dr. Kapai and the subsequent telemed with Dr. Kapai. I'll tell that in a little while. I think I'll remember. If I don't, just give me a nudge. And give me some fudge. Now, my favorite fudge, I don't know about Richard here, our grand patriarch, But my favorite fudge is my favorite fudge. You remember the group Vanilla Fudge? My favorite fudge. My favorite fudge, says the announcer, is maple walnut. Maple walnut. Yes. I mean, chocolate peanut butter, pretty good too, but maple walnut has got to be the one. How come maple syrup doesn't taste any way or anywhere near as good as something like maple fudge? Kind of tastes bland. It's no log cabin, which is an imitation, right? I don't know, or Aunt Jemima, but can't call her that anymore. It's not acceptable with the woke people. You say Regina Terwilliger, happy birthday, Brenda Noyce. Really, Brenda finally hit the big 5-0. Wow, we'll have to sing to you tonight. Um, Bit cooler here now, Jack. Most of the week has been, forget that Celsius jive, 95. Oh, it's too hot. It's too hot. You're living in Palm Springs like weather, and it wasn't that hot in Palm Springs. This time of the year it gets more into the 80s, I think. Um, Elaine Peterson, I love maple walnut, right, Elaine? Oh, it's tasty, and there's only one place for it around here, and that is Soon's Orchard. I have a video up, a tour of Soon's Orchard, maybe a little too fast, but live and learn. That has not really been my forte, to live and learn. It's uh, that great line that Joan Bennett told Dennis Patrick, who was playing her ex-husband. Oh, you're real quick with the apologies. You're real quick to say I'm sorry. Then you're perfectly willing to make the same mistakes all over again. That could be the story of my life, Richard. And happy birthday, Brenda. 50 years young. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brenda Noyes. Happy birthday and wellness and painless days and nights. So they're not wasted days and wasted nights to you. Yeah. Jack, I'll get I'll get I got to get my mouse out of the way. Jack, I'll get an autograph pic from Pastor Bob Joyce when I go. Well, you can't do that with the local Presbyterian pastor. How come you can there? I don't get it. Marianne Rossi, not Donna Rossi. Um and Jane Justice. Hey, Jane. How are you? Good evening, Jack and everyone. Nice to see you. Um, did Brenda give her real age? I didn't see it if she did. We'll have to verify if we're unsure. Fancy Nancy DeMarco is not 86 years old. She was born 86, probably. The 91st month. Hi, Jack and friends. Welcome. Messy night here in Kingsport, Tennessee. Oh, is it your turn now? Well, we're oh, I love it when I look down to the bottom of the screen. It says temps to plummet. That's right. It's funny. Usually, the coldest. Well, I don't know. Sometimes the coldest time is like it's usually like 5 in the morning, but now 7 a.m. They're saying 10 degrees. Then it'll warm up a little bit. Saturday night, as I say, 4 below zero. But as I look into the middle of the month, and I hope this is right, I'm seeing upper 40s, maybe lower 50s. I hope that's right. It'll feel like a picnic. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Annette Turner. Hello, Jack, from the sunny, chilly, warm, then chilly Gulf Coast. You're going to have to educate me on the Gulf Coast because I don't know anything about it. See, this is what happens when you take the GED test. And I didn't have to know much about the Gulf Coast to pass that test. I did have to get at least 45 in the math section and more in other portions for a cumulative score. I think I got 44 on the math, and they gave it to me. Here is Spencer for hire. Hey, Jack, I found out that my iron was low, and I began am. I began am Gulfport, Mississippi. Right now, see now I'm understanding a little bit more. A little bit. Florida to Texas is the Gulf Coast, Jack. See, I didn't know that, Richard. I didn't go to Habit like you. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I would have never been admitted. I've been other places I could have been admitted though, and they let me go. But yeah, I used to go to the to when my mom was having her nervous breakdowns in the 70s. I used to go to the state hospital, which is just up that away. But she was fine within a week, just stop taking her meds. Oh, I don't need the meds. How many people have said that? Jack, I give you my right age, 65. Oh, you're a young girl. Young girl, get out of my life. Get out of my heart. My love for you is so out of line. Better run, girl. You're much too young, Brenda. No, 65 is a good age. You got plenty time to go, but I know you do have your struggles. I've been told I don't. Let's see. I got to read the whole thing to make this maybe make sense. Jack, I give you my right age, 65 years. I'm happy about it. There it goes. Because I've been told I don't. Look it. Okay. You meant to say look it makes me happy. That's right. Elvis used to sing in Biloxi, Mississippi. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Um, you began doing supplements, says, is this Tim? What a difference. What are you doing? What are you putting in there? Magnesium, I bet. He retracted the message, though. But I got the gist. I got the gist. DYall 26. Hello, Jack. It's Dennis from East Central Indiana. All right. Well, I wouldn't know if you were East Northern Indiana, but I like it's amazing to me that people put that kind of a description. But I say the Lower Hudson Valley because that's what they call this place, the Lower Hudson Valley. And don't tell me that Yonkers is the Hudson Valley. It's about as much valley as Patterson, New Jersey. For goodness sakes, Richard. I turned 77 in November. Thankful I'm still here. See, if you don't write the whole word out, sometimes I can still get it. Would that be Biloxi blue suede shoes? Why would that be? We're talking about, Elvis. We're talking about Elvis, who passed away in 1977, as I recall, right? Paulette, hi. She's talking to Brenda. When I was 65, I was outside of Bryant Park in New York City. Funny, I don't think I ever went to Bryant Park. I bet Richard did. I've certainly been to Washington Square down there, or Village area, waiting to see Clay Aiken really perform on Good Morning America. Is that where they shoot them? Okay. Yeah, Clay Aiken. He became a bigger star, placing second place than the person who placed first place on American Idol. Wonderful voice. Yeah. You have a Bucky's by you, Jack. No, I don't. No, I don't. I had to go to Texas to get this. I had to go to Texas where one of my exes is. Not both of my exes, but one of my exes. Want to say happy birthday to my son Corey on Groundhog Day. I think I'm going to be seeing him soon, which is wonderful. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Corey. Happy birthday to you, second born. Yeah. Cindy Cheney's here. Hey, Jack from Central Park. No, Central Arkansas. 69 years old, just like me, huh? What's your birthday? And just taking life as it comes and grateful for it. Yeah, I've been more grateful than ever, than ever. Um, Robin Roman saying hello to Brenda Sweeney. So, yeah, well, you might have noticed we did cover the Bob Joyce controversy. I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, I had two videos up because there was chronological news, especially in the second video. But then I started to really feel that this was not a good thing, that this was bringing out ugly comments. It was bringing out uh, kind of the fanning the flames of the very reason people don't want to go to church to begin with. You know what I mean? When I started the virtual church of the disillusioned, it was for the people that were discouraged and basically have the question. Well, first they'll say, "God, I want to go to heaven, but do I have to live with those Christians?" You know, that's how they feel. That's how they feel. There are wonderful exceptions to that, of course, you know, but, hmm, boy, the things I've seen in my limited experience in, like, 3 or 4 churches, and then you go to the Catholic Church and nobody says nothing. They just go there and, mm, they attend the mass. Some probably have their heart I'm sure, I know, of people that have their heart in it. They love the liturgy. Maybe they agree with all the doctrine. Maybe, like me, they don't agree with all the doctrine, but they sure like the focus being on Christ. Now, some people, you know, also put the focus on Mary, and that's wrong. That's wrong, in my opinion. My opinion. Um, uh, she is blessed above all women. Mary, what a wonderful example. Um, the earthly mother of God, the way God, Jesus Christ, the second part of the Godhead, chose to come into the earth, not to be worshipped, though, not to be worshipped. Some say, well, we're just asking her to intercede. Well, I guess that's okay. Intercede in prayer, you know. She's up there. So, okay. Don't cross the line, is what I say. 56 watching. Please like if you like anything. There will be some that won't like that. Debbie Pop. Good evening, Jack. I don't know if you remember me. I remember the name Debbie Pop. I'm pretty sure. I'm from uh, I'm from West Virginia. It's been a while since I've commented, but I've continued to watch. People tell me this. Continue to watch your lives, replays, waiting for spring here. Oh, I am too. I am too. I'll tell you what. I don't think I have anything um, popping out of my nose. I cut my hairs. I was in there a good 6 minutes looking with a fluorescent light on to make sure I got rid of all the nose hairs that were exasperating the problem. Exasperating the problem. So, yeah, I do remember you. Has anyone heard about the influencer called Chewy Thompson, who supposedly had access to upstairs Graceland? Influencer, huh? I've heard he was the grandchild. I've heard so many things about Chewy. I also heard that he passed away. That he passed away. So, what's the what's the honest truth about Chewy? And I'm not talking about the pet food department that the boys next door spend hundreds of dollars on every month or so. Could this be the love child of Linda and Elvis? It Chewy absolutely does or did look like a real Presley. Absolutely. Yes, I would agree with that. M. Silva is here. Never heard of Chewy? Never? Okay. Well, you're busy. You got this other gig. See, you got this job that you do all day, and then you got this gig that you do with your husband. I'm not going to tell him what it is, you know. But so You're too busy to, just scroll endlessly on the internet. And M. Silva, it's probably for the best. It, internet scrolling is a massive addiction. Gain your insights, gain your information, gain your entertainment, then log off, log off. I'll go investigate Chewy. Okay. I mean, physically, I don't know if you can. I don't know. It's been one of those things. We talk about Chewy in the past. We did. In the 60s, I remember lots of people. I didn't bring my water over here. I just have my shake, right? So, well, I've got my Ricola, Ricola. So I'll be all right. If I need to wet my whistle, I can do it with a Ricola. If I missed something that you wanted me to see, Clara Bram, not Bramwell. I want to say Bramwell because that was the last character that Jonathan Frid played on Here He Goes Again, Dark Shadows. Yes, Bramwell, but it's not Bramwell. It's Bramall. Bramall. I'm going to change it to Bramwell. Okay, Claire, you don't mind, do you? You're now Clara Bramwell. Let's see. Although it's not been the same one, but my cousin in Kentucky's name is Linda Thompson. Well, yeah, I guess it wouldn't be, but sure. Just looked him up. I have heard of Chewy. Yeah, I thought you would have. But is he live or has he passed away? Because at this point, I'm getting confused. I don't major in a study of Chewy, I must admit. But yeah, I heard all about him going upstairs and that he could do that. He had access to the second floor of Graceland. And sure, he looks like a Presley. Yeah, he does, or did, or whatever. Could he be still alive, but in parallel time? Two time bands running concurrently, but things are different. The names are the same for the most part, but the people in time band B made different choices. So in time band A, Julia Hoffman is a medical doctor. In time band B, she's the grumpy maid. Everything I told you is straight out of a script. So don't think I've totally lost all my marbles yet. Cindy Cheney talking to Brenda Noyce. Google says he passed, right? I thought that was true. I thought that was true. He had some kind of weird thing that came on upon him pretty fast. So I've been cheating on Atkins. Uh, well, he passed away too, so he's not going to know about it. Rob Lowe doesn't seem to do the commercials anymore. I got to check on Savannah's mother's status. Okay. Police activity at Annie Guthrie's house today. Well, we know that. Oh, he's got Nancy Grace on showing Hannity. She don't smile much. She was on. Look at that. No matter what she does, she's fierce. She's fierce. Former prosecutor. Former prosecutor. The only time it was different was when she was on Dancing with the Stars. She was a different person there. But she went on when Tucker Carlson was on Fox. Tucker Carlson Tonight. She went on one time, and she was kind of snotty and stuff. And I was studying Tucker's face, and I said, she will never be on this show again. And she was never on that show again, I'm pretty sure. And I watched all the time. August 9th, 2021. That long ago. Geez, that doesn't sound quite right. That would mean it could have something to do with COVID, right? But I don't remember it having anything to do with COVID. So I got my Premier Protein shake. It's a little more expensive, but it's 30 grams of protein, 160 calories, caramel. So I just had to, when something says caramel, I'm interested. And just maybe 3 grams of sugar, but here it is. And it's delish. I just had a light supper tonight. Karen bought these weird raviolis with spare ribs in them. If she sees something new, it's like a kid going through the toy store. Oh dear. Oh dear. Karen, are you watching right now? Probably not. Um, but so And then cheese raviolis, but not the traditional ricotta. It was this weird tasting cheese. Oh dear. How many times have I said, please don't try new things, just normal stuff? It's successful for a reason. So let me have a little sip here. It's tasty. They got bananas and cream very good as well. Mm, very good. Goes with my glasses. It is good. So about four of them are going to cost you like almost $12. But if you get the bigger case online, it'll be a little less. Brad actually has a case of this downstairs. I couldn't believe it that he and I are ingesting the same things because that doesn't use this. Uh, yeah, I I decided to take both of the videos down dealing with the Bob Joyce controversy. I don't in any way want to spread um, Christian debates and arguments in the body of Christ. Um, I don't want to appear to be taking sides, except I I guess I have taken a side in terms of uh, well, the love and respect I have for Pastor Bob Joyce, although there's things in his story I do not understand. I think he's the real thing, and you couldn't preach like that. And his preaching has gotten better in the last couple of years. I think couldn't preach like that if you weren't coming from that space. When you're phony or when you're not what you seem, that your sweet spirit is not for real. Oh, you can see preachers like that. You can see preachers like that. It comes out in their preaching. It comes out in their preaching. You begin to notice that they are not a happy person at all. They don't have the joy of the Lord, even if they may be millionaires in some cases. You can see it come out when they are just always raging about this, that, or the other thing. Um, they don't exhibit the fruits of the spirit, which I do see in Pastor Bob. So I didn't want to get involved in that, but I noticed, in fact, it was perhaps Spencer for Hire that told me he was watching my video last night. I don't know, about 1:30 in the morning when I just I turned both of the videos that deal with the subject um, concerning Pastor Bob, Gene Ho, Dave Blaze. I turned them both to private, took them down, as they say. I saved them. But let's see here. There's this channel. I'm giving you a plug. I can't believe I'm doing this. Um, We Love Gene Ho is what it's called, right? Why can't I see that? Um, We Love Gene Ho is the channel. There it is. We Love Gene Ho. And they must have taped the video and they put it up. So Gene Ho controversy with Jack, they named it Church of Disillusioned. Yeah, I'm getting more and more disillusioned when I see the infighting in the body of Christ. But that's that I've been seeing that since I first walked in to my first Protestant church. As I said, it doesn't happen in the Catholic Church because nobody talks to anybody. Keep the mouth shut. Uh, Peace, brother. That's about all you get. Peace. Give each other a sign of peace. 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 That's all you get. So that's where that is. And hey, since I've told people to share the video, I can't blame them if somebody did it. So Gene Ho controversy with Jack, Church of Disillusioned is I won't make a complaint unless you do something that's off the wall. Um, that's still up at We Love Gene Ho, and it's fine. I love Gene Ho too, but These things are always unfortunate, and there are usually no winners. There are no winners. Um, so there you go. I looked at bobjoyce.org, and Pastor Bob is sure there will not be another storm because he's already announced that following 2 weeks of cancellations due to inclement weather, Pastor Bob Joyce has announced the Household of Faith at 8408 Samples Road, Benton, Arkansas, will be open this Sunday. Open, big letters, for the regular weekly services. Doors open to the public at 9 a.m. and the service starts at 10 a.m. This sounds like more like a concert hall than a church. More information about visiting can be found on this website, bobjoyce.org, /questions/visit/. Oh, yeah. I wish I could go this Sunday. I do. I do. So here I am. We're back. And is Homer here? Is he? Is he? Homer Overcash? I'm looking. Hi, Jacob Collins. How are you? Where are you from? I think you've been here before. I talk about the Collins family from Collinsport, Maine, all the time. When you get a chance, go to the map and look up Collinsport, Maine. That'll take you a while. That will take you a while. And Carmen Sylvia from New Zealand. It's not just Carmen Sylvia, it's Carmen Sylvia official now. That's right. Accept no imitations. I've just seen a good movie on YouTube, Let There Be Light. It's a heartfelt story about healing forgiveness. Okay. Was it free or did you have to pay for it? They sell movies on YouTube, but a lot of the movies are free. Some of them have commercials, some of them don't. Jackie Organ from Australia as well, joining fellow Aussie Helen McDonald. I was going to say McDaniel. Andrea's here? Yeah? There's Bayou Girl. I see her. I see her. Claire Bramwell. Well, you want to be Claire Bramwell. I'll have to accept that. Is here, but she's not saying much. She's a woman of few words. I love that name, Claire. Now, the song Claire by Gilbert O'Sullivan might just be the weirdest song I ever played during my radio career. I'd have to think about it, but that's way up there. That's way up there. There's a fine line between a loving uncle and a pedophile. That's all I can say about Claire by Gilbert O'Sullivan. Not that I'm saying he had that intent, but it wasn't just me saying it. Free. It's a free movie. Okay. And here's Michael Hembry. How's everyone? I'm doing pretty well. How's everybody else doing? How are you doing, Michael? So that brings us up to 76 trombones. And I mean, I can't think of anything more lovely than hearing 76 trombones at one time. I mean, that's better than the harp, you know? That's something right there. Just bought a case of V8. You mean that tomato juice stuff? The vegetable juice? The V8 energy drink is good. At Costco, we don't have a Costco here in the immediate area. Might be one up in Poughkeepsie. Anyone pick their feet in Poughkeepsie? What movie does that come from, Neo? I know you know. Somebody knows. I enjoy the channel. Been here around 2 months, says Jacob Collins. Where do you hang your hat, Jacob? That's a great name. The whole name is great. Be great for a broadcast name. Jacob Collins. I like it. I heard, I think it was an NBC newscaster Or was it the same CBS, the new anchor of CBS News that had one of the worst nights the first night? You probably shouldn't do it live the first night because he was more nervous than a Mormon on their honeymoon night. He just kept making one mistake after another, and he didn't try to hide at some point that was a hot mess. But I think maybe it was him again. He's young. Okay, you're seeing somebody, a rocker from the '70s, died. Ask somebody before the broadcast. Don't assume you know how to pronounce Chuck Negron because it is not Chuck Negron, as you said. Chuck Negron, it is not. And so you're too young to know that. Fine. You're talking about the hit songs for Three Dog Night. He sung like Joy of the World. And he also sang, of course, Easy to Be Hard, Eli's Coming, and many others. The softer stuff, Out in the Country, one of my favorite Three Dog Nights songs. That could have been Corey that sang that. Here's Little Silver. Silver. So that's a hard thing. I'm just going to go with Lil Silver. Hello, Jack. Hi, how are you? Where are you again? You might have told me, you may not have. I may not be just forgetting. It's hard to remember all where people are. Some people, after a while, you get it though. Um, have you listened to Bob's new album? I think the new songs are great. Yeah. Bob Joyce, Safely Home, the deluxe album with extra bonus tracks. And you want to go to bobjoycemusic.com, bobjoycemusic.com. You'll be able to subscribe there for behind the scenes footage, concert footage, special videos that he did for bobjoycemusic.com. And there'll be other things coming. bobjoycemusic.com. You can subscribe, become a member for $9.99 a month. Leo Sayer says, what about Leo Sayer? I have his CD. He Sends Love. I love Leo Sayer. Now I see why Leo's coming up. Okay. When I need you. I can't remember the lyrics, and I can't sing too many of the lyrics, and I can't sing at all, so it's just as well. But I'll look it up for you, Elaine from Maine. You've already hit the Cash App. You're a peach. You're a peach, Elaine. And I mean the kind that is fully ripened and the juice is rolling down your chin. It's so good. Put it in a cobbler. Take something healthy and make it a high fat sweet dessert. That's what we do, right? And I need you. Da, 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 da. When I need you, I just close my eyes and I'm with you. And all that I so wanna give you is only a heartbeat away. That's all I'm gonna do. I just don't want to get in trouble. Looks like I'm in trouble. Do 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 do. Lindsey Graham. But Elaine, since we're talking about Leo Sayer, you make me happy. You make me feel. I'm not in the right key, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get there. You make me feel like dancing, 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 dancing the night away. All right, enough of copyrighted lyrics. I'm too close here. Leonard Sayer lives here in Australia. Leonard Sayer. Oh, maybe she's telling us that Leo Sayer's real name is Leonard, huh? Lives here in Australia and has done for many years, but he doesn't have that big frilly afro anymore, or he's wearing jumpsuits anymore, right? Has also taken Australian citizenship. Wow. Maybe Rosie O'Donnell will be next. The question is, will you let her in? Gonna let her in, gonna let her in. Everything reminds me of another song, Regina. I don't know if there's a song called Regina, though, and there's definitely not a song called Terwilliger. Good night, Brenda, already? Okay. God bless you. Happy birthday. Praying you'll feel better soon. She always deals with various issues. Good evening, Pam Inslee. Welcome to you. And Nancy DeMarco. Saw Leo Sayer back in the late 70s. How can that be? You were born in the late 70s. Who are you kidding? Um, I never saw him. He would have been someone that I wouldn't have spent my money on, but I like his tunes on the radio. Not that if I had a lot of money, I would have spent my money, but I had to limit it to the people that I was totally enamored with it, except I never got to see the any of the Beatles except Ringo with the All Star Band. I did see that at Radio City Music Hall. Right across the street is Fox News. I don't know if they were then, though. They weren't. I don't think. But Leo was good. He had a number of hits. Yes. Um, I'm saying too much. I was born in the 60s. Oh, you missed a great era there, but you can hear it now, right? I was just discovering music in the 60s, like in 1964 when the Beatles invaded America. The British invasion started. 69 tomorrow, Jack. Where are you, in Oklahoma? Catching up with you. Oh, your age. I'm so stupid. 69 tomorrow, Fancy Nancy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Fancy Nancy DeMarco. Happy birthday to you. You're going to join the 69 Club, which I've heard can be a lot of fun. How dare you say that, Nancy? This close to going off the cliff, Carolyn Mullins talking to Brenda, saying she hopes you and your hubby, I never knew she had a hubby, feel better soon. She probably said it and I just don't remember it. That's my excuse. I was born in 1970, says Michael. All right. I was 14 then. I was 14 years old when you were born. I would start my first job in March of 1972. Well, maybe April of 72, because I turned 16, had to be 16. There were a few jobs you could get earlier than that, only work certain hours and stuff like that, have special working papers, but I never did that. But I certainly started working at age 16 because the day I turned 16, I quit school with the plans to get a GED and go on to broadcasting school, which I did. I keep drinking this. I'm going to have to close my flap, lower my volume, and head that away for a little bit so you can talk amongst yourselves. You're obviously very good at doing it. Happy birthday to all the people with a birthday today. Expect the unexpected from Neo Neon. And a few days before and after. Well, you've got some of the bases covered there. Good to have Carolyn Mullins with us as well. But so you're probably an 80s music kind of guy, right, Michael? That's when you started to notice music full scale. Here's another Barbara. I won't say Barbara. It's not. It's Barbara. Most people don't say that right. Hello, everyone. I'm so done with winter. Me too, Barbara. My second wife was Barbara. Cold night here in I thought you were going to say St. Pete, Florida. No, St. Peters, Missouri, huh? Yeah. How cold does it get there? Do you get into the single digits or even less? Yeah. Um, it'll be maybe -4 here sometime Saturday night. Oh boy, I think about the Pharaoh cats who we beg to come in. If we try and lift them in, they freak, and they would freak when they got in here. So we have our heating pad. Maybe I'll buy a second heating pad for the little cat house so they can all fit in there. They can all fit in there, but they can't all touch part of the pad. So I'll be heating that up after I get off air tonight. I'll be heating the pad up and um, giving them a little snack and some water because their water will have frozen over. I'll give them some water and then as many as can want to fit into where the heat is, they can go there, or they can go to the shed, the houses on the other property next door that have some insulation and straw and stuff like that. But it can't be, Yeah, Nancy. See, you're in that special club now. I've only got limited time in that special club, but I hope I have a lot of time left on this earth with me. At least some of my marbles, Mister Barnabas. Some of my marbles. Let's see here. Inbox. How we doing over here? I spoke with Savannah Guthrie. Oh, Trump said, I spoke. We are deploying all resources to get her mother home safely. The prayers of our nation are with her and her family. God bless and protect Nancy, President Donald J. Trump. Oh, and we're back to Nancy Grace. She always looks, she frightens me. These former prosecutors just frighten me. And I remember her way back on the day of Court TV. Court TV. That's where she got her television start, I think. So let's see here. Elaine Peterson. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Elaine Peterson hits the Cash App for $10. Thank you so much, Elaine. You're very, very faithful. It's just a tip jar. It's just a tip jar. I made my tax appointment today. I'll be dealing with that on the 23rd of the month, although Andy will send the information way before that. I'll put it together and he'll send it out to my tax lady, Anna. Anna. My name is Anna. What famous actress had a movie called that? And don't look it up. For $10 love tip with a heart. Yes, thank you. The Cash App handle I'll put down in the thing here. It's just a tip jar. If you have Cash App, you've got to be in the States or in the UK, I think. Canada, maybe. Wonder what happened to Shelley from Canada. What happened to Shelley? Did I say something? You never know sometimes. Sometimes you know, and sometimes you don't. Where am I? Here I am. Okay. Write that in right here. No, that's not it. That's my email. All right. Lowercase letters, Media Guy 56. For any size tip that you want to leave, that would be more than welcome as we're working on the, actually, the next time I get Cash App, I get almost instantly, or I wait a few days. And because they don't take anything out if you just wait a few days. So I usually do, not always, but I usually do. I like to give them a little tip sometimes because they're providing a service for me. But the next time in the month of March, when I hear in my email from Gmail that there's been a deposit from Google, it will be my 70th birthday. It will be my 70th birthday. So there you go. So if you hit the thanks button, that's when I would get that. Thanks button is here somewhere. I don't know why it says ask now. I notice some people still have thanks in their button. What happened? I didn't touch anything. But that would be helpful for any amount, whether it be Cash App or Media Guy 56. That's the Cash App, or the thanks button is not too hard to find at the bottom of the screen. And if you don't see it in the video you're watching, if you're watching this as a replay, go to another recent video, pre recorded perhaps, and you'll find it there. You'll find it there. So thank you, Elaine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just blended what I planted in my garden. Oh, the hashish again? Hashish. I can't say that word. Hashish. I said it right the last time there. Yeah. Okay. A little early to be planting around here with 4 below coming. Forget about it. Forget about it. Oh, I can't stop. This tastes so good. This tastes so good. Like a cigarette should. Remember that ad? Eh? Yeah. Got to tell my amusing story from my doctor. Jack, do you still see those drones around your house? Are they as active in the cold weather we're having? It's hard for me to say. I think I took a Bobby, no, I took a Johnny Mathis song and I changed it up a little bit. See what I did there? It's hard for me to say because I can't be out there too long. It's freezing. I hear them. I still hear them. It's not been too long since I've seen one, but I've even heard them above the house. I've heard them when it was a snowstorm in progress. They are not afraid. They have apparently really good technology, and so I don't think there's been any diminishing of the activity. But as soon as the warmer weather comes, I'll have better reports, and I'll shoot some video and what have you. But I'll tell you, the time after we got out of the Barry Manilow tribute show at the Paramount Theater, Karen and I, and went to one of the few places that was open to get something to eat because we were starving, went to McDonald's on 211. We saw like 4 of them, Karen and I. It was amazing. Um, some of them are V-shaped, and some of them, none of them look like anybody's hobby drone. Nothing like that. So something is happening up there. Something is happening. Gloria Drummond is here. Jesus is the answer. Hello, Jack and family. Blessings to all. Nice to have you, Gloria. Jerry, Catherine O'Hara passed away. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that because she was certainly a favorite. The movies that she did with Eugene Levy and the rest of the crew there were my favorites. But of course, she did a number of television shows, including with Eugene Levy, Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek. They got away with the title because they spelled it differently, but then there's a Shih Tzu. And Will Schatt will tell you all about, he'll really be telling you about Kellogg's Raisin Bran in the Super Bowl if you are so inclined. I will tune away, halftime show. I will tune away for the Turning Point, the Erica Kirk halftime show with Kid Rock and the guy that did that, Bryce is his name, I think. A country artist, did a tribute to Charlie Kirk, and there's 2 other people. They each have like 7 minutes. I think Kid Rock has 8 minutes, and that's what I will watch if I can find it. I'm not exactly sure where it is yet, but I'll find it. And looking forward to that. I have no desire to see um, um, Bad Bunny. I didn't want to see any of the Grammys. That's why I didn't watch the Grammys. But, they were running the clips over and over on Fox. And, I don't watch the Communist News Network anymore. I used to love it, but they've lost their minds. So I will be watching that, and I will stay away. Bad Bunny's actually on Jimmy Fallon tonight. Jimmy Fallon is, boy. I mean, he's talented when he does those some of those skits and when he does musical impressions and stuff. That's it. Other than that, forget it. None of them are any good, and none of them are any good anymore. Yes, I said it twice because I was trying to make the point. Gloria is also a lovely song. Gloria by Laura Branigan, right? Well, no, there's that other song, Gloria, Gloria. Who did that song? I can't remember right now. I've certainly played it. Did the Doors cover that song too? I can't remember. But so are you talking about Gloria by Laura Branigan? I wonder if that singing that song as often as she did had something to do with her aneurysm breaking, in her sleep, her brain aneurysm. That was terrible. Lynn R is here. Hi. Hi, Lynn. I'm here making pennies. Yes, the Doors did. Yes, the Doors did, buddy. I'm not Buddy McDaniel. I don't know if he's here. I got some nice wishes from Buddy McDaniel. Thank you, Buddy, if you're watching in the replay. Yes, there definitely is that, Neil. And I've sang that at Mass before. Yeah, which one are you talking about? Because there are several songs, right? I love retro country music. When you say retro, that what means 80s, 90s country music? That's when well, let's see. No, it was the late 70s. I worked at my first radio station and played country, but the new modern country was coming in. What was that? Dave and Sugar, the married duo or something? I think that might have been it. And Bill Anderson was starting to do country disco. I can't wait any longer. Whispering Bill Anderson, who didn't know it, but I was weeks away from interviewing him when he came to Jamestown, New York. The radio station sent me up there. I didn't really have any idea what an icon he was, but I was playing Bill Anderson, and the owner of the station was trying to figure out, should we be playing that song because it was more disco than it was country. But it was Bill Anderson. So we played it lightly. That's all they would let us play it. Huh. Oh, sure. Gloria in excelsis Deo. That's probably past copyright, that song. I should be okay with that one. Oh. Garden to table salsa is the best. Also, fresh oregano. I have 6 large herb gardens and enjoy them every day. So, have you seen David Cope? Any of the they've released a preview of the William Shatner commercial, which I knew was going to happen as soon as he was filmed in standstill traffic. They filmed him eating a bowl of cereal in his car. Traffic had stopped. It had stopped. And he confirmed, yes, it was Kellogg's Raisin Bran. And I said to myself, he's going to make some money on that. Before you know it, he is Kellogg's brand ambassador. Not William Shatner, but Will Shat. Will Shat. Every day. It's a good spot. It's a good spot. I've only seen part of it. They'll release the whole thing during the Super Bowl. I love Kid Rock, says Elaine Peterson. Oh, yeah? Tell me 5 of his songs, Elaine. Tell me. Jack, who's your all-time favorite group, huh? See, how would I not pick the Beatles, How would I not? I mean, there I was, a young lad in Montreal, Canada for 6 months, a long way from home, and these lads from Liverpool, where my mom was born, came along. And I'd have to say the Beatles, but there are obviously others. The Stones are fantastic. I like the pop groups, the feel-good song groups like Gary Lewis and the Playboys. Let's see here. Gene, the organist, the piano player for Elvis in the 70s tours, wrote the song Count Me In for Gary Lewis and the Playboys. Struggling to get the last name. struggling to get it. So, good time to tell my doctor story. So, I told the first part on the last show that I had gotten this blood work, and they told me to do it 2 weeks in advance. And I know why now, because there's an incubation period for the most important test, and I only went a week in advance. So they had everything but the most important test, the very expensive blood work. Good thing I have good insurance. Um, and stop saying so much. So that wasn't posted. And the nurse herself told me, don't be surprised if they just post it on the portal before you hear from a doctor or the doctor. My doctor of many, many years. I want to say 40 years. He's like 84 now. So they didn't have it. And sure enough, the next day they had it. And Karen read it to me. And I don't really want to go through that story again. But if you don't know it, I'll I'll mention it. But anyway, the blood work that I was most curious about was back, and it was Friday afternoon. I don't even think my doctor works on Friday afternoons anymore. He works Monday through Thursday, and he's a busy deacon in the church as well. Loves the Lord. So Monday, I waited to see if he would call, or the nurse would call and say, Dr. Gapai wants to see you and talk about this. And I never got that. I never got any information. So by Tuesday, nothing was happening in the morning. So we went up there because I want to talk to his people there. And they would have let me see him at the end of the day. But they said, you might want to just do a telemed at the end of the day rather than wait, because you will be the last patient. And he's behind, as he always is, because he talks and he's very friendly, chats a lot. Um, um, so they said he would call me telemed somewhere between 3 and 5. He's like the cable guy, he'll be there between 3 and 5. They say between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. though. The late um, Robert. Oh, geez, what's his name? I hate that. This doesn't happen so much when I'm not on the air. Isn't that funny? Maybe it's that I'm willing it. Raymond Burr spent an entire movie. His role in the movie was to just sit on the couch, periodically calling the cable company, yelling at them, when is he going to get here? I've got bars and rolls on my screen. So why did I mention Raymond Burr? Anyway, the deal is that I finally got the call about 4:45 from my doctor, and I had just seen him on Friday, and we went over all the blood work. But he starts going through it again, but he's not mentioning the whole reason that I called. And he doesn't seem to remember that I was just in his office, and we went through all this. So I want to know about the special blood work test. And I'm trying to interrupt him without being rude. And we still joke a little bit and what have you, and that's good. But I had a hard time determining whether he even knew about or had seen that blood test yet. So I said, "Well, what about the blood work that just came in? Did you see that? Did you see that?" And I think at some point he said, "No, your brain scan was fine, no mass growing or anything like that. But that's not what I'm asking about. I'm asking about the blood work." And I'm pretty sure he said, "Well, you don't really have it yet. You don't have it yet. Change this, change that, Mediterranean diet and all that. Change this, change that." And yes, see the neurologist, but he seemed to be almost saying like I was pre-early Alzheimer's, that there wasn't quite enough plaque in that readout that the blood work indicates. So So I'm still not sure, and I tried to while I was on the phone with him. So I bet you if you made a call, I know he's going to be. It's going to take a while to see the doctor. So maybe you could, put in a word for me. Well, my appointment is March 30th, so I guess that didn't happen. I finally got through to that doctor's office, and my appointment is March 30th. But I feel great, and these guys are hard to see. They're very, very busy neurologists. Raymond Burr was Ironside. He sure was. But before that, he was Perry Mason. That's where I saw him as a little lad. And of course, I would see the reruns later on. But I loved Ironside, Jackie. I used to watch it every week. Yeah. Don was one of the people, the tall guy. I want to say Don Gallagher. That sounds right. Don Gallagher was his sidekick. And then there was the black dude. I can't think of his name. I'm not sure, that I ever knew it. I probably did, but and then of course there was a female involved, blonde girl, right? I think so. It's been so long since I've seen Ironside, the the chief that was in a wheelchair. Tammy with an I is here. Well, Jack, that sounds like good news. I hopefully, I will continue to pray for you, and I know you mean that. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you very much. So we'll see. I praise God. I think what I have to do. To be honest with you, I have to schedule the doctor for one of those blood tests. He's 84. He's 84. So we'll see. We'll see. But I feel a peace. I feel a peace. And I also know the things I have to change. I know what God is trying to do here. You won't have it, Jack, in the name of Jesus. Amen. That's not like name it, claim it, is it? Because that can get a little out of hand. But I understand what the person who said name it, claim it means too. I don't want to. They already think I'm mad at them, and I'm not. So it takes a lot to get me mad at somebody, And I don't know if I've ever been really mad with someone here. There was the gentleman from France that became a challenge because I was brand new to the Bob Joyce topic, and he was so mean right out of the gate. Jack, you think Bob Joyce and Elvis Presley was friends before? How you think Bob Joyce, Jerry, Bob Joyce learned how to play music from Elvis Presley before? All right, Jerry. You are aware that many people feel that that Bob Joyce is Elvis Presley here. You know that, right? And the greatest instrument, of course, that he learned to play was his voice. He's an average pianist, average guitarist. Didn't play much of either during his concerts. He was out there where he should be. Like they told Karen Carpenter, you got to get out from behind those drums. They don't want to have you. We can get a drummer. They're easy to find, but you have a magical voice. And if you want to hear a voice just like it, yes, I said just like it, in modern times from the UK, she goes by one name. Her name is Harriet. She did a limited tour of the US, but she is spot on, Karen Carpenter. If I believed in reincarnation, I'd say she's her. Just saying. So I don't know quite how to answer that, Jerry. By the way, Jerry, where are you from? Where are you watching us from tonight? I turn green when I get angry. Oh, you're Mrs. Hulk, huh? I mean, you're Mrs. Bixby, then you turn into Mrs. Ferrigno. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. And then when you're back in your regular clothes, how come you're not all exposed? I mean, the clothes still they were torn, but they still kind of fit. And how did that work? I don't know. I love Bill Bixby, though. He was in 2 Elvis movies and, of course, did 2 specials asking the question, did Elvis Presley fake his death? Since I didn't bring my water over here, Ricola. I love that caramel premier protein shake. And I got the bananas and cream flavor too, and that's great. But this is better. The caramel's the best so far that I know. When it goes to milk chocolate, strawberry, I stick with Atkins. I have some Atkins strawberry shakes. 82 watching right now. Please sign in. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Like and hit the notification bell if you can. Hit the thanks button at the bottom. You may have to press ask first. I don't know what it looks like because I can't see it when I'm live. And or the Cash App, lowercase letters, Media Guy 56, as we work on making our minimal budget now. We got a brand new month here, and it's a short one. It's a short month. I'm She-Hulk on YouTube. Really? Well, I've got to check that out. I've got to definitely check that out. Well, Joe Worrell is back. Hi, Jack. My cherry tomatoes are planted under the eave of my back porch. They don't really make their appearance until October through December. They come up voluntarily every year. You don't force it. That's good. Remember, they come up voluntarily every year. You don't force it. That's good. Don't abuse your cherry tomatoes. I'm in Missouri, Mississippi, MS. Mississippi, right? I get my Mississippi and Missouri confused sometimes. I don't know. Patrick Wilburn says, yeah, this is my birthday month. A lot of people born. What's your actual date? What's your actual date? A lot of people born, they got pregnant. Mom got pregnant in the summer. Only moms can get pregnant. Women can get pregnant. Sorry, I don't want to be offending anybody, but men can get pregnant. No matter, even if they, if they wear a dress like Harry Styles. Can you believe it? Harry Styles is going to be playing like 30 nights at Madison Square Garden between August and October. Karen likes him. What can I tell you? I couldn't tell you one of his songs. I just have no interest in the new stuff unless it's something outstanding. So, yes, happy birthday, Patrick, whenever it is. The 17th of February. Okay. 17th. So we got time. We got a little time there. Also, dill and lemongrass, says Neil. Claude Bernardin is here. Hi, Jack. Be well. I got the ick chills. Is that another way to say you have the flu? I don't know if I've ever had the flu. I'm a bronchitis man, but praise God. I have, viewers that have been watching the lives for a while. I knew I used to get bronchitis every 3-4 months, and I would have these massive coughing fits. And yeah, it would be hard to get through the show sometimes. And I was going on steroids, and I've got the breathing machine and what have you. Put the steroid in there, and for about 5-6 minutes, I have that. I like Harry Styles, and I love Bruno Mars. I've seen more Bruno than I've seen Harry. But is this a sexual thing, Marianne, or do you really like their music? I don't know why I said that. Sorry. If Bob is Elvis, why don't he come out and say he is? Well, Michael, well, you're not the first person to ask it. That would be the subject of a lot more words than I want to say here because I've said them already in a bunch of videos you haven't watched. Um, Bruno Mars looks very feminine to me. It's a Harry that wore a dress or a skirt or whatever. Bruno, I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him. I recognize the talent in Bruno, and I'm pretty sure I would have to say the same if I watched a lot of Harry Styles, that there's talent there. It's just probably not my cup of tea, you know. I told myself I don't like him, so I don't. So there. David Culp, son of Robert Culp, says, I'd say Bob Joyce can't finish your sentence. Can't i- if his rights were sold. Jack. Well, we have covered that, David, in the sense that the I saw the person who does own Elvis, the name, and Elvis Presley Enterprises (EPE), which Matt Joyce is certified as a EPE Elvis impersonator. Um, and I'm pretty sure they would like to make millions and millions of dollars by allowing him to do that. By allowing him to do that, you know. Um, and they certainly wouldn't instead rather sue him for using the name again. I think it could be worked out. We have made 3 episodes of The Incredible She-Hulk set in the 80s, and Jack McGee is also in it. Sounds like something I must check out. Bruno is Hawaiian, is he? I see, I never knew. Until then, I only knew Don Ho, and he's long gone with his tiny bubbles. Tiny bubbles in the sand? Is that right? It doesn't seem to make much sense at all. So maybe it's something different. Barry Manilow has said that he's going to keep resting his voice and not do his February dates. I bet you people had already booked their vacations around that. His return to the stage for 2 weeks in Vegas now, those dates have been canceled and will be refunded because the doctor says it's too much at this time to do that much. And I understand he's just gotten out of the hospital, you know. But so far, he's still going to be in Albany, New York in April. I've never seen Barry Manilow, and he is one of my favorites. As I ad-libbed on the air more than once, because, you know, that's what I do, right? One of my radio shows, one of my radio stations that I worked at, I said, all right, I admit it. I love both you, Grant, and Barry Manilow. Does this mean I have to turn in my man card? Things that make you go, I doubt it, Gloria, but that's a interesting thought. When I did interview Gene Ho, and it was a wonderful interview, and then he interviewed me prior to that, all using his technology. I have no grudge against Gene Ho. And that whole situation that's going on now is sad. As I say, that nobody has the right to demand a pastor do anything. The pastor does have an obligation to investigate things, take it to prayer, and determine what the Holy Spirit would have him do. And but nobody has a right to demand a pastor do anything. There is a board of elders. I don't know how Household of Faith works, that can be petitioned if they believe it's the pastor's conduct that is egregious, but that's really not what's in play here. It's just that he's not doing what um, is expected of him by some people. So, one thing we did get in that whole fray is that we did get from a very trusted source that Nicolas Cage did film a scene from his forthcoming movie. It's now completed filming, I do believe. Best Pancakes in the County. The Academy Award winner, Nicolas Cage, filmed a scene from that movie at Sabrina Joyce McDonald Beasley Lipschitz Jones' house. So that's something right there. And they put out public pictures. Pastor Bob was in the picture. He wasn't standing right next to, I didn't say his former son in law. I didn't say that. So don't put words in my mouth. We shall see. And the best pancakes come from a diner. And I think they're saying it's Arkansas in the movie. I'm not sure. But it's a thriller. And Nick Cage stars, and his character's name is SOB. That's what they call him. Justin Long is in the movie as well, and others. We'll see who the extras are in that diner. We'll see who the extras are, or maybe elsewhere. I've seen Barry Manilow live in the 70s, huh? So when he was just starting out. Yes, yes, yes. Started in the gay bathhouses as the piano player for the divine Miss M, Bette Midler. Yes, he did. And never fancied himself as, because she was so popular and still is, I guess. Well, no, not with the young gay people, but she was very popular in the 70s and 80s, just like Judy Garland had been in the 60s and her daughter Liza had been in the 70s. And of course, Streisand. Very popular with the gay audience. And so he was happy. He was already becoming a very skilled arranger, and he fancied himself doing that. You know, being an arranger, piano player for other people. Um, didn't really think much about writing songs, but thought, well, maybe if I did write, I'd want to write Broadway songs. He certainly has done that. Wrote a whole Broadway play with his writing partner, and so that's how he thought, you know. So how it came to be that he would find the song Brandy and record that song, I don't know. Oh, you say Jack's got the title wrong. No, I don't. No, I don't. I still have my marbles. He went into the studio and recorded Brandy. And he had no sooner done that and thought, well, that's going to be good. I mean, I guess maybe I am a singer. Maybe I can do this. And of course, it would require a whole album, which had some other great stuff on there. And before they could get the single Brandy out, Looking Glass released Brandy. And you can't have two Brandy songs. The Brandy song by Looking Glass, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you will be. Can't do it. He had to go back into the studio, and he changed Brandy to Mandy. He did. I'm a huge Tom Petty fan. He was fantastic. Love his music and miss him, sure. Icon, no doubt about it. In the later years, he had a lot of pain issues, and his performances were not that stellar. But, you know, oh my God, Willie Nelson, you know, God bless his heart. It's all he can do to talk the song now. He tries a little vocal here and there, like on Always on My Mind. But, you know, he looks 110. He does. God bless him. I hope he goes straight into the arms of God. Yeah, this phone is junk, Elaine. Get yourself one of those $2,000 iPhones. I'm still looking for an iPhone that someone tossed into the drawer so I can get a better video recording when we go out there as the nicer weather comes. So email me at jackthefairguy, F-A-I-R, jackthefairguy at gmail.com if you have an iPhone sitting in the drawer that you don't want, and you're never going to use it again. You'll upgrade to a better one. Got to keep my voice low because he's probably sleeping by now. Pam Donnelly. Hi, Jack. Hi, Pam. Nonstick Pam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on in the world of Pam Donnelly today? Pam Inslee is here. I don't know if she's still here, but we were chatting with her a little bit. And Claude says, Jack, what's your review of this album, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road? Curious. Well, my goodness. I had the 8-track, Claude. We wore it out. We had to go buy another one. And we had vinyl too. We had the vinyl version as well because you want to see all the liner notes and the pictures. That's something that people miss today. Oh, I know some vinyl is still out there, new vinyl is still produced, but no matter what they say about vinyls coming back, it never really did. Neo will say it has. But well, on the album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, just like on the follow-up album, both of these albums were released gold. By the time the pre-orders were already well past a million before the album came out. Elton was at his hottest period at that time. And on both the double album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and Caribou, you will find some brilliant Bernie Taupin lyrics, and you will find some not so good. Not so good. But the singles, obviously, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and Your Sister Can't Twist, but She Can Rock and Roll. That's kind of a Beach Boys thing. And, of course, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. That's the song that the record company wanted to release as a single, I think as the follow-up to Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, maybe. And Elton said, "No, I don't think so. I don't think that's the one. I don't think I don't I don't think that should be the next single." But they said, "But Elton, they're playing it on black stations in the South. They're playing it on black stations in the South," which I'm not sure why. But that convinced Elton to not be a problem in them releasing it. Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting is the biggest hit Elton John has ever released. So, there's some very good stuff on there. There's some very good stuff. And it's funny with the 8 track, it would get to the best part of the song, and then all of a sudden it would stop and flip to the next track. There was really only 4 tracks on an 8 track. This is why I'm such a befuddled tech person. There were 4 musical tracks. So it would have to switch sometimes in the middle of a song to the next track. So we wore it out. That's all I can tell you. Going down to see him at Madison Square Garden, we were playing it, and but I also liked Caribou. But again, there were some stinky songs on there, including the song "Stinker," I think it's called. "Pinky" is a beautiful song that Bernie wrote for Elton. Of course, Elton writes the music. Oh, Elton always writes the music. And later on, Gary Osborne would write a number of songs for Elton John, including, I guess that's why they call it the blues. So Elton, on any given album, had the ability to be great or mediocre. And you could see some of that with Billy Joel, too. Billy Joel had less throwaways than Elton John did, I think. Billy Joel, even as early as Cold Spring Harbor, his first album, there wasn't a bad song on there. It's like I've never heard a bad song from Huey Lewis and the News. I never have. So, my favorite Elton songs, though, Candle in the Wind comes to mind. I love Bernie had to quickly rewrite the lyrics to turn it into a tribute to Princess Diana, fax them to Elton John, and there are beautiful lyrics in there as well. Goodbye, England's Rose. Beautiful song. My favorite Elton song, though, Pinky is up there as one of them, Funeral for a Friend. I forgot that. How many Elton John concerts opened, and I was at them with Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding, the first track on Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. That's genius. That's genius musically, and the lyrics are very strong for Mr. Taupin as well. So when Bernie was on his game, he was brilliant, but sometimes it's like he ran out of things to say, you know? And I don't really like some of the middle career stuff like that you would find on Honky Chateau or Madman Across the Water. And I have heard Tiny Dancer enough. I don't ever want to hear Tiny Dancer again. It's a beautiful song, don't get me wrong, but I've heard it enough. I never get tired of your song, though. I never get tired of that. And 60 years on, this is the very early Elton stuff. Come to Valhalla in your own time. Come to Valhalla in your own time. That might have inspired Billy Joel to write, When Will You Realize Vienna Waits for You? Vienna waits for you. Don't be in a rush. You'll get there. What do you think about it, Claude? 60 years on, right? You know, the best version of that comes on the live album. Before WPLJ in New York had those call letters, they were simply WABC FM. And they had a pretty big room, which they could turn into a concert hall there. And they invited this new guy who was calling himself Elton John. He was no longer Reginald Dwight III. He was Elton John. And he did a live version there of 60 Years On, where he's slamming his hands into the piano keys at such force. It's like you think he's going to break his hands. But that's the best version right there of 60 Years On from the live album. Yeah. I will have no reason to be living 60 years on. I got no voice tonight at all. Not that I'm a singer, I'm not. Piano Man by Billy Joel is great. Well, it's a signature song. He knows he has to do it. He stopped doing it for a while, and then everybody would be saying that he would see, well, I was at your concert. Why didn't you do Piano Man? So he finally came to terms with that every single concert. From now on, he would do Piano Man. And you know he's going to do it because he reaches for the harmonica. When he reaches for the harmonica, he's going to do Piano Man. Yeah. Oh, Billy. Love so much of Billy's stuff. But Elton, I always claimed, was my favorite solo artist, but it was neck and neck. So that's where I spent my concert money. It was either Elton John, Billy Joel, or Lou Reed. How many people know Lou Reed? No, that was my area. That's all. I'm just so, I thought you said you're just so Amazon. Maybe I'm amazed. You know, Paul can't sing that song anymore. If you isolate Paul's vocals, you know, it's pretty rough now for Paul McCartney. They have the backup singers. They have the trick of turning it to the audience to sing a verse and all that kind of stuff. Down Easter Alexa's a wonderful song, sure, Neil, and Uptown Girl, the tribute to his ex-wife, Christy Brinkley, and the video with her in it, of course. That was his Four Seasons album, he said, where he did songs like Uptown Girl and The Longest Time, another great, definitely vintage styles in that album right there. And then he got real serious in the Nylon Curtain with the song Goodnight Saigon and many other songs. But yeah, Come to Valhalla. You like the really early Elton stuff. I like some of it, but you know, I don't really want to hear too much of the honky chateau period anymore. And then, of course, as it started to fade after Caribou a little bit, well, I can't say it started to fade. His desire to change musical styles became more prominent, and he was not going to do another, you know, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, or bitch, the bitch is back. He wanted to do something different, and that's where Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy came along, and it was good. Better Off Dead was a good song. Someone shave my not someone shave my wife tonight. Someone save my wife tonight. You know, someone saved my life tonight, which was supposedly a true story of Elton John in the desperate times that he had told this story to. I think it was Bernie, right? That wrote Someone Saved My Life Tonight. He had told this story. He was down and depressed. Nothing was happening in the early part of his career. And he turned on his gas oven and he stuck his head in. He stuck his head in. But he had all in his gas oven and he stuck his head in. He stuck his head in, but he had all his windows open and he could feel the breeze coming at him. And he just took his head out of the oven quickly and said, "What am I doing? What am I doing?" So the someone, I think he means God, someone saved my life tonight. Sugar Bear, but you had your hooks in me, didn't you, dear? Can't say any more. I know more, but I can't say more. Diana Kroll, I've heard that name. I think I've heard her sing a song or two on the video. Diana Kroll was a beautiful concert live in Red Rocks. Oh, you've been there. I've been in little, what is it now? Here we go. I have been in that part of um, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I saw the sun hitting the red rocks, but I never went to the concert venue. So you saw concerts there. Yeah, I have seen concerts there on video. Let's see, who did I see? Somebody with a piano. I remember that. Wasn't Billy Joel. No, it wasn't Billy Joel. It was a great concert. I remember that. Oh, I had it and it left. Billy Joel had Jim Brewer sing an AC/DC song on one of his shows. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. Don't know much about Jim Brewer, but I've certainly seen him and heard him, but I can't think of a thing. Dear friends of Elton. Yes. My favorite is scenes from an Italian restaurant, right? That's a masterpiece. That's an absolute masterpiece. 7.5 minutes long, although not formally released as a single. It was kind of played like one. It was played like one. There are those songs out there. Um, you could find the same thing with Led Zeppelin, and I've told that story about him going out with one of his wives or one of his relationships to an Italian restaurant, and the waiter comes by all excited and says, "Well, good evening, Mr. Joe. Hello. Nice to see whoever he was with." And he says, "So what'd it be tonight? Bottle of red, bottle of white?" And Billy looked at him and he thought, I now have the opening line to scenes from an Italian restaurant. I wonder if he gave him anything for that. Jim is so funny. Love watching him. I never really got into him, so that's why I can't remember him now. But I know he's been around for a good while. Lisa Marie loved Elton John. Yeah, I think I heard that. Elvis wanted to understand why. That's in the book, right? It's in the Lisa Marie Presley book, why she wanted to see him live. So Elvis brought her, and Lisa Marie went back. He and her went back to the stage to meet Elton John first, so I'm told. I think that might be in the book. Yeah. Interesting that that Elton didn't know already what was special about Elton John. And I don't think it was because, well, I won't say what some of you are thinking, as I was, but I'm glad that he was introduced to Elton John concert, which was always like 3 hours. So where did they watch from? I don't remember Elton ever introducing Elvis, which would have led to them wanting him to come up on stage, of course. Usually you plan those things in advance, so you have a killer song or two ready. The band knows it and you're set to go. We didn't start the fire. JFK blown away. What more do I have to say? Right? Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we are An hour and 39 minutes in, an hour and 39 minutes. Worldwide Ramblings will be on this weekend, but I don't know if it'll be up from up here, if it's going to be near -4 degrees. Ugh. But I do have a better space heater now, a newer version of what I had before, and a better cord. And all I have to do is put it on one. I just don't know how energy efficient it is because usually I turn it off after a while because it heats up the room, and then I wake up and I'm stone cold because there's only so much heat that comes from downstairs through the vent. And then I turn it back on and I lull back to sleep again. That's how it works. So, yeah, it is the 4th of February, 2026. 2026. So, keep the whole controversy that's going on within the Bob Joyce Church and people that used to attend there. Keep that in your prayer. Um, I'm pretty sure that God has future plans for Pastor Bob Joyce. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Tim Spencer hits the Cash App for $10. Thank you, Tim Spencer. Maybe you didn't want me to use your name. I forget that happens sometimes. I don't mean to do it. Let me know in advance and I won't. But thank you, TS, for hitting the Cash App for $10. Lowercase letters Media Guy 56. Replay crowd. It works for you too. Lowercase letters Media Guy 56. It's just a tip jar. I am your waitress for the show as usual. And I'm thinking about getting one of those beehive hairdos. Beehive hairdos. I think it might work for me. Be fine and dandy. Be fine and dandy. Tim's a good-looking man. He is. He's a good-looking man. Elaine, I don't know what you look like. I don't know what you look like. Let's see here. So, yeah, that's about what I have. Just kind of a family chit-chat show here. As I say, cold weather this weekend, but as I look at the extended forecast, it looks like it's going to be much better down the road. Maybe upper 40s, lower 50s during the day at least, in around February 15th, 16th, 17th, around that time. That'll feel so wonderful. And then, we'll be downhill at that point. Better days will be coming. There'll be very good days in March. Spring will arrive. I'll turn 70 years old. Oh, my goodness. And hopefully, and the polka shows will start up again. There are some in Florida, though, this month. Thursday, this is the last Thursday of the month, at the Strawberry Festival in Plant City, Florida. 10:30 in the morning. That's the early show. Jimmy Sturr opens the Strawberry Festival every year at 10:30 in the morning. So you got to get up early for that one. Then the next evening, the next day, Friday, he'll be in St. Petersburg, Florida at the Polish Club. I think doors open at 5 p.m. Evening polka show. And then he's got a quick turnaround in Port St. Lucie at noon. Port St. Lucie at the Polish Club. Jimmy Sturr and the orchestra for 3 hours of music and Polish food and what have you, rock and roll, country. They do it all. And probably they'll have Chris Caffrey with them from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So there you go. And there is the Tennessee Titan. I didn't even know he was here. Hi, Todd. We had a nice email exchange this week. He's a good man. and I'm very, very loyal to this channel, and he lifts me up. He's in that core group. I need more in the core group, but Todd is he's just a wonderful blessing, as is Elaine and Tammy, and it doesn't mean you have to give every show to be. I know who the people are that do that. Any amount, small or large. But thank you, Todd. $30 on the Cash App. I appreciate that very, very much, and I do hope I get to meet you this summer. I hope we can work that out. I would love to. Love to do that. And go to Bucky's at the same time. You got a Bucky's that's coming near you, so that's cool. It's been so long since I've been to Bucky's. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Tim. You can also hit the thanks button here for any amount. It all helps towards the monthly goal, the small monthly budget. So, should be church at a Household of Faith this weekend. And other videos that are doing well. The Bob Joyce story keeps getting stranger. It's got 2,000 views. Your thoughts? You can find that right here at the Virtual Church of the Disillusioned. Would Elvis be in trouble if he came out? Should he be still alive? 1,800 plus views. But we do better than that. Two Bob Joyces finally caught together is the name of the video. Question mark. I speak of possibilities. I could be wrong. 4,300 plus views. Elvis death footage fake. 2,300 views. Beware of Bob Joyce double speak. 2,000 views. Oh, I love to hear that sound. It could mean something good. Make that thing ring. I got my phone up. Yeah. Bob Joyce says he is Robert Wayne Joyce. He did that in a sermon. He says he is Robert Wayne Joyce. So I show a picture of young Robert Wayne Joyce. You be the judge. 4,300. But of course, if he took the name Robert Wayne Joyce, like Saul became Paul, then he's not lying. He's not lying. Will Elvis return in 2026? Media pastors like Bob, and I can't finish the title there. It was too much for the title. It's got 2,500 views. And wild new Elvis video. Has it hit 74,000 views? It may have. We have two roll-in videos, and then one of my most successful videos, wild new Elvis video. But who preached Lisa Marie's private funeral? Somebody just gave me an updated version. I think it was ND of the service card, the funeral service card for the private funeral of Lisa Marie Presley. Yeah. Maybe that'll be the thumbnail, but if I can, I may, I've been promising I got to do it. May put up M. Silva's thumbnail. M. Silva's thumbnail. I got to get to that. If I don't find it right away, I'll do it real soon. I got to have it loaded in the left part of my screen to make it easier for me. That'll be good. And I'm just looking at a few other videos. Shocking statement. Bob Joyce concert attendee, who was also a journalist that covered the Coleman, Alabama concert, he says the quiet part out loud in his review of the Bob Joyce concert. 5,400 plus views for that video. It's called Shocking Statement. Bob Joyce concert attendee says the quiet part out loud. Bob Joyce live in Alabama. Come On to Me. 2,600 views. And is Elvis about to do his first concert in 48 years? Was I referring to Coleman, Alabama? Maybe. That's got 8,400 views. 8,400 views. So there you go. There you go. Any new people I've missed? I don't know. He has very nice blue eyes, Michael. That's true. That's true. Bob Michael will do is scheduled to do Pastor Bob Joyce is scheduled to do 3 concerts this year. The first one, I believe, is on May 22nd in I think it's Cabot, right? I didn't get that verified by the person who told me. I think it's Cabot, which is considered a suburb of Little Rock, but it's 26 miles out. So May 22nd, in a pretty big church, there will be a benefit concert that is not put on by his media representation, LWC Media, but he has agreed to do 2 additional concerts this year, and we don't know where yet. And that'll be, I'm sure that'll be announced on bobjoycemusic.com. bobjoycemusic.com. I see you there, Todd. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Love you all. Thanks for stopping by, Todd. And let me check that one more time. There she is. I could have guessed. I wish the lottery numbers were as easy to predict. I'm very grateful, Tammy. Tammy with an I, $25 on the Cash App. Thank you very, very much. That helps me tremendously. I have started to have to pay. In fact, I made the first payment today because they didn't finalize it with me. I think they were going to do it by mail, but I called up the people who manage my Teamsters Local 237 drug insurance, and I said I signed up for this plan because in order to get my Camzyos, which is very expensive, they agreed to cover the bulk of it, but it's still left over $2,000 to pay. So they have a plan where you take those payments and divide them by 12. Long story short, every month now, I pay it. I think it was $172.38, something like that, for 12 months. And it means that I have reached my threshold. So all my payments now are zero as long as they cover that particular drug. I got my Ozempic and my blood pressure medicine and Zetia and Farxiga because Elaine told me to get all these drugs. And they're all very good drugs for the most part, but I do seem to be forming a ear on the back of my neck. I don't know why, but all free, no zero copay. So it works out. It works out. In the end, I would have been paying probably out of pocket expenses would have been well, it would have been well over 1,000 certainly for the year. So it's not that bad of a deal. But every month now, out of my checking account, $172 and change comes out because I'm on Camzyos. Should I have to go on something for my magnificent brain that may need a little washing, I probably couldn't stay on the Camzyos though. So we'll see. All those drugs are probably expensive, and a few of them are scary. So, but you do want to keep your mind, but you don't want to make a decision that could shorten your lifespan considerably fast. Oh dear. Oh dear. So thank you all you guys who hit the Cash App. I appreciate that. Lowercase letters media guy 56. No amount is too small or too large. Certainly I wouldn't turn anything down because I've got to see my son. I want to be out in Texas too. He may come this way, but I want to get out to Texas, and there are other things. We do very cheap vacations. That's all I can tell you. We want to come up and see the folks in Maine this summer. Want to go to beautiful Maine. There's something special about Maine. I just wish they could get rid of their awful governor and there's a few other religious, it's been an infestation of woke people that think that a man should be able to waltz into a lady's locker room, play against, a man should be able to play against women, or a boy against a girl. And there's been serious injuries. And of course, these women and these girls, they train so hard and then they get beaten by a biological male. There's just nothing fair about it. It's nothing fair about it, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous. We've lost our mind. And I don't know how some of these people, I see some of these Congress people that were, I think it was when Scott Besson was testifying, so to speak. He was having none of it. He knows that these people are people of, let's say, less than stellar character. I see some of these Congress people, I've never even heard of them before, and they're abhorrent. They're an embarrassment. They're an embarrassment. I don't see an ounce of character in them, or an ounce of competency in them. So that's the way it is. Enough of that. Valentine's Day is coming around. Be prepared. Valentine's Day will be here before you know it, and so will Ash Wednesday. That'll be next Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, right? Am I right? Am I right? I believe I'm right. Yeah. And I was raised in the Catholic Church, raised in the church that's just a few miles away. They have a 24-hour adulation. The chapel was open 24 hours with somebody there praying at all hours of the day and night. And that's a wonderful thing. And I want to take more advantage of that. But I love the Protestant church too. There's always been drama in the Protestant churches that I went to, big time drama. It's just par for the course. Doesn't happen in the Catholic Church because everybody stays to themselves, so to speak, unless they get involved in Knights of Columbus or some of the events that the church puts on. They do have outreaches, don't get me wrong. They have a beautiful social hall. They have a whole school, if they want to use that closed years ago. That's the very school I met Karen in 1965, second grade, when we came back from Montreal, Canada. Came back, and we actually came back to the States right after New Year's Day. My parents reunited. They had broke up for 6 months, and my mom got the brilliant idea to move to Canada. But I needed an operation on my neck. I had an abscess, and Dad bought a house. They decided to get back together and get out of Canada. Thank God. Nothing against Canada, but I'm a New York kind of guy. I was born in New York. Of course, these days I'd be very happy in Florida and Maine, splitting my time there, but also traveling to other states, of course, like Texas, the great state of Texas. It's snowing again in Otisville. One of the Orange County posters says, I see it in my email, snowing in Otisville. That's just 6 miles up the road, so it's probably headed this way. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Got my car washed finally, $17, to wait in a line of like 9 or 10 cars for the automatic car wash and wax, and turned out pretty good. But more snow is coming maybe, and certainly the cold weather, extra cold weather, is right around the corner now. So there you go. Back to the live stream. Jane Justice, blessings to everyone. Thank you so much, Jane, for stopping by. Appreciate that. I guess I'm going to go to bed. My meds are kicking in. Love you, Jack, and all. Hugs, Elaine. Love you. Good night from Regina to Jane with a Y. Jane with a Y. And everybody else here. Patrick Wilburn and Neo and so many more. Michael, Neo, Neon. 55 watching now, 57 likes. I've got so many glasses, So many glasses. What happened to my faded orange hair? It seems to have left me. Must have happened in my sleep. You've been talking in your sleep. Now you must leave this house because you're a louse. You are no longer my spouse. Get. Go on, get. Hmm. Hit the road, Jack, is what I would be sung that song. Started to get on my nerves after the third or fourth time I heard it from all different people. Oh, dear. Keep, keep paying, keep praying for Christari. She's got a lot of issues going on, you know, has to go through a lot of treatments and things like that. Keep praying for Christari. Book of Hebrews, we think written by Paul, but it's not verified. The 9th chapter, beginning with verse 11 in the NIV. If you're a King James person only, if you're a King James only person, read it there, okay? This is the NIV, starting with verse 11 of chapter 9. When Christ came as high priest of the good things that are already here, because he from creation, right? He went through the greater and more perfect tabernacle that is not man-made, that is to say, not a part of this creation. He did not enter by means of the blood of goats and calves, but he entered the most holy place once for all by his own blood, having obtained eternal redemption. The blood of goats and bulls and the ashes of the heifer sprinkled on those who are ceremonially unclean sanctify them so that they are outwardly clean. How much more then will the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself unblemished to God to cleanse our consciences. That's interesting. To cleanse our consciences from acts that led to death, so that we may serve the living God. For this reason, Christ is the mediator of a new covenant. Aren't you glad we're now in the new covenant, the covenant of grace, that those who are called may receive the promised eternal inheritance? Those who are called must accept Jesus Christ into your hearts, Romans 10, verses 9 and 10. Now that he has died as a ransom to set them free from the sins committed under the first covenant. That's in the book of Hebrews. Well, 57 watching right now, by the way. I may have missed a few people. I hope not. A lot of people stay all the way, so that's good watch time hours, you know. Amen, says Todd Bradshaw. It's a good word. I'm a little concerned about my reading there, though, you know. Just keep me in your prayers that whatever is going on, which I don't think I'm going to know fully until March 30th. Well, not even then. That's when they'll set up testing. But hopefully, you know, I understand. Walk in faith, believing that God will carry myself through and carry you through, because he'll take all things and work them together for our good, for those called according to his purpose. Called according to his purpose. So good night, everybody. We'll talk to you over the weekend, whether it be a formal worldwide ramblings or I pop on to pop off. We could do it several times in the warmth downstairs, I think, because it's going to be another bitter weekend. But better times are coming to the Hudson Valley of New York, and hopefully where you are too. Some of you are saying it's too hot. It's too hot here in Australia. Thanks, Tammy. I appreciate it. Good night, everyone. Pray for safe travels. I'm heading up to the northwest Indiana from West Tennessee tomorrow. Travel mercies for Tammy Griffin. Amen, amen, amen. Good night to all of you. Can't wait to talk to you again. My name is Jack Willard, and you've been watching Worldwide Ramblings.